I am going to switch from my phone to a laptop.
All right, no problem. No problem. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. Peace and power. Y'all excuse the poor lighting I'm under right now, but you know, it's you know, I'm vacationing and this just got this real yellow light here. Let's see. Ah, thank you, Koya. That's good. Well, I tell you, having a beautiful wife, a resourceful wife that has enough common sense to just turn on another light, that when you sit there wondering whether or not that's what it is. Okay, that's a blessing to have. Okay. I left my brain at the altar. All right. Oh. All right, we want to definitely want to get started on time and end on time. I want to thank you guys for coming into the meeting tonight. I'm not going to keep you long. We're not going to get super detailed, but I definitely want to just kind of give some quick tips to homeschooling parents and those of you who are going to be embracing homeschool, particularly those who are embarking on homeschooling for the first time. I want to do my part. As an experienced homeschooler, as someone who provides homeschooling services, I want to do my part to empower our parents and our community to do this, you know, and of course, Uhuru Academy can't enroll everybody, right? And so we want to empower people to create their own schools in their own homes. So those, whoever's on this call tonight, you're either homeschooling or thinking about homeschooling, hopefully. And we're going to get to introductions in a minute, but I just want to welcome everybody tonight. And you know, I just wish peace and prosperity to each and every one of you. All right. Before we get started, I'd like to do, well, some ancestor reference. As an African man, I recognize that if not for the Creator, my ancestors, I wouldn't be here, you know. And who are we to embark on any journey without honoring them as well, right? And so I want everyone, if you could just think of an ancestor whose energy you like to bring into this space as we have this dialogue. We can go one by one and do that. I would like to start off. Let's see. I always behave around my mama, so I'm gonna bring in my mother, Alice Baker. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Tiffany, who'd you like to bring into this space?
Well, I would like to bring into this space Maddie Copeland Fisher, my grandmother.
Maddie Copeland Fisher. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Haley, who'd you like to bring into this space?
Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Messiah Garvey. Ashe.
Ashe.
Feng Shui. I've been waiting to say that. Feng Shui, are you there? Might be working. Feng Shui.
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hello, I would like to bring Bishop Barrett.
Bishop Barrett?
Bishop
All
Barrett.
right. We're going to bring in a good bishop. Ashe.
Ashe.
Grandi.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Just fine. Y'all, this is Grandi. She's the first ever adult spelling bee champion in the history of the Uhuru.
And still raining.
And the nemesis of every Uhuru Academy parent walking. Grandi, who would you like to bring into this space?
My mother, Juanita Johnson.
Her mother, Juanita Johnson. Ashe.
Ashe.
I say. At this time, we call on all those. Oh, I'm sorry. Mama and Koyo sitting here with me, y'all. Y'all don't see it, but she's sitting here with me. Who would you like to bring this?
I would like to bring to space, this is the birth month of my Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, I say.
I say.
All right. At this time, we call on all those we have not named, but we certainly have not forgotten. I say.
Ashe.
I say.
Ashe.
Asheo.
Asheo.
People usually do icebreakers before presentations, but Ancestor Reference is a great icebreaker for me. It's a great icebreaker. Thank you all for sharing that moment with us. All right, let's get into some introductions. Okay, of course, fortunately, you know, I know most of you that are on the call. Feng Shui and I don't think we've met before. I've seen you on Facebook though, right? And so my name is Baba Amin Ojuwo. I'm the co-founder along with my beautiful wife and Koyo Ojuwo of the Uhuru Academy. I am a husband and father of 8. Woo! Yes, with over 29 years of education experience, right? And most of those 29 years, I've been an independent educator. And most of those 29 years, I've been an African-centered educator as well. I've also homeschooled my own children. Also, my wife and I mean, Uhuru Academy was a big homeschool, basically what it started out as, more of a homeschool co-op for our community in Fort Worth. So when it comes to homeschooling experience, I'm definitely happy. When it comes to online learning, we've been full-time online for the past, we're going to our 4th year. Being full-time online. So we've been doing distance learning for a while. So I'm able to really consult and coach not only parents, but we're coaching other programs on how to effectively teach online. So those of you who are going to be using online services and you want some good resources, we can be a resource for you, okay? All right, cool. Then you got my contact info right there. And then of course on this slide, I have to have that Uhuru Academy 10 because we are in our 10th year and we are celebrating 10 years of African-centered excellence here at the Uhuru Academy. So I just had to point that out before we went any further. And also Haley Lair, who is a part of the Uhuru Academy team, a part of the staff. She interned with us this summer and we're looking to bring her on permanently. So I welcome Haley to the meeting as well. And I know she's gonna take all that good stuff that I rely on. All right.
I'm sorry.
So let's keep moving. Okay. All right. So let's get right into it. Y'all have 5 tips tonight. All right. 5 tips tonight on effective homeschooling, okay? And again, like tonight's gonna be a brief discussion. If you wanna go more in depth, set up a consultation with me, we can talk further, all right? Also, we are recording this. So tip number 1 though, know the laws, right? Know the laws, know your rights and your power. If you're embarking on a homeschooling mission, homeschooling regulations vary from state to state, okay? So some states don't regulate homeschooling at all. In other words, you don't have to report to them. You don't have to tell them anything. You don't have to submit your curricula to them. You make the decision to homeschool, you get the homeschool, and that's it. And the state does what you say, okay? But then you have some states where it's moderately monitored. Okay, that means you may just have to submit a curriculum or something like that. And then you have some states where it's very, very regulated, where they require you to still take the standardized testing, the whole 9 yards, right? So the first step is knowing the laws in your particular state, the attitude towards homeschooling where you are, right? And so on this, I have a link to a homeschool laws map. Okay. And again, I'll send you this presentation. You look at this link, you find your state, and it'll tell you what the laws or how heavily regulated homeschooling is in your state. For example, I'm going to hit on Texas, where I'm originally from and where the Uhuru Academy was born. One of the reasons why the Uhuru Academy was born was because we live in a state that has no notice required for homeschooling and private education. Right. And so Options for homeschooling, 1. School required ages 6 to 18. Notification required, no. Do you have to have teacher qualifications? No. State mandated subjects, yes. So the state mandated subjects are just math, English, social studies, and science. That's it, right? And then assessment requirements, no. Immunization requirements, which is big, no, right? So if you're in Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Idaho, if there's 2-3 black people in Idaho, Connecticut, or New Jersey, you pretty much have all the power in the world to educate your own children, okay? Matter of fact, in those states, it shouldn't be one black child that don't have a high school diploma. Because in those states, we could give them the high school diploma, what? Ourselves, right? So if you're in those states, you have the power, right? And you have the freedom to homeschool. The irony is that in a lot of these states, it's the people that you think, it's the conservatives that fight for this power, not the liberals, right? So you know, a lot of times it's white communities or European communities that don't want to integrate, that make sure that there are no laws on the books regulating homeschool. Well, guess what? As a people with the education crisis that we're in, we need to be taking advantage of this law ourselves too, right? So, excuse me. So that's what that is. So go to this map, find your state, you know, and let's see, like let's find a state like Pennsylvania that's dark, high regulation, right? So they have 4 different options from homeschooling, 6 to 18, notification required, yes. Teacher qualifications, no, except they have one option where you have to have a qualified teacher. State mandated subjects, yes. Assessment requires no, except in one of the options. Immunization requirements, look, is yes. So even though you're homeschooling in Pennsylvania, you still have to get your child immunized unless you have the waiver or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's important to first know your law, know your rights as a parent, okay, and know your power. And the reason why I say know your rights as a parent and know your power, okay, and hold on right quick, let me make sure, okay, good, y'all did see that. All right, so the reason why I said know your rights and know your power is because most school districts are not gonna offer that up to you, okay? They have thousands of reasons for you not to homeschool your child. At the end of the day, it's a business and every child represents money, okay? So your school has anywhere between 10,000 and 20,000 reasons, right, to not empower you to homeschool. Matter of fact, it's been my experience over the past 10 years doing the Uhuru Academy right here in Texas, where there's no homeschool regulation. I've had parents to get flat out lied to at the office about homeschooling when they went to withdraw their child. Because all you have to do in Texas is fill out the withdrawal form. When they said on reason why you're withdrawing, check homeschool, and you out. And at any time you want to put your child back in school, you have the power to do that. They have to accept it, and they have to accept your grades. You have to accept what grade you tell them your child needs to be in, the whole 9 yards. So your child could be flunking 3rd grade. You can pull them out middle of the year, check homeschool, bring them back in the 4th grade, and say put them in the 4th grade. We don't flunk in my house. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've had parents go in to withdraw, and it's like, you're going to homeschool. No, you can't do that. Well, it's the homeschool accredited. No, how's my home accredited? By who, right? There is no accreditation regulation that the government requires for homeschools, at least not in the state of Texas. Explore your state. So know your rights and know your power. It's a power-based relationship. Our relationship, the relationship between our community and the school system, is a power-based relationship, not a charity relationship. And so too many times we approach the school like it's a charity providing us with something for free. So we just kind of sit and listen to whatever they tell us, but that's not what it is, okay? you pay for school. We pay for public school with our tax dollars. So when you walk in there, that's your school. It's really yours. And you have the power to dictate what's going on with your child, you know. And so know your power. And if you live in a state where you have the power to educate your child and everyone has to respect that power, then exercise that power. Does that make sense? All right. Any questions about that? Know the laws, know your rights, and know your power. We good? All right. And again, you'll get that link, so you'll be able to check that out on your own. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I introduced me. I talked about step one. Y'all didn't introduce yourselves. Hold on. Hold on. Now we pour a libation together, but I need to know who I'm talking to. Okay. So when I come to you, be prepared real quick to tell me your name, where you're from or where you are, you know, your name, where you are right now, and who are you homeschooling? I think that'd be cool. All right. So why don't we start with Tiffany? You have yourself muted, Tiff.
I forgot I was muted. Sorry. Tiffany Walker. I'm in Texas, DFW, by way of Louisiana.
Okay.
I will be homeschooling, kind of semi-homeschooling, trying to add some African education into my girls' education. I'll be doing, who I got? Madison and Lyric. They're 10 and 12 this year. And their school is offering like all virtual. Complete virtual, you know, here's the assignments and just do them. You know, wow. That's it.
And that's the level of interaction is just, wow, okay.
And I know they're doing it because the money per child, long as they have those people, you know, accounted for, they get those money. As a matter of fact, they're opening it all the way up across the state of Texas this year. Whereas like IO Texas VS virtual school.
Yep.
So it's
capitalism is the name of the game.
Yeah.
You know.
So I don't really, but I wanted to be able to offer them more than, you know, what the school is offering, and know how to support that.
Yeah. So it's a prime opportunity to do that, you know, and just being able to augment that. So even those who are going to be taking public school classes online, now you got more freedom with your time and with their time. You know what I'm saying, to really put some amazing stuff together. So, okay, cool. If you need anything, you know, you can just give me a holler. All right. That's what's up. Grandi.
Hey.
Hey, please briefly introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and who's being homeschooled.
Okay, I'm Grandi. My name is Denise Lowe, and I'm the grandmother of Kefri, Kari, and Maati. And my my story is similar to Tiffany's. The kids will be doing virtual school, at least to begin, is what I'm told, in Fort Worth, where I am. And I want to make sure that they are actually learning something.
Okay, absolutely. Tell me this, on the virtual classes with the district, are they live, interactive, like with a teacher in class, or are they just going to access pre-recorded lessons that they have to do?
But what we did before, for the end of the last school term, was they just accessed the lesson plans. And,
oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish. And I didn't mean to interrupt.
Most their lessons were due on Sunday. They had to be turned in on the computer by Sunday evening.
Okay.
And there wasn't really enough to keep them occupied, so they could wait until Saturday and then
right.
stuff and turn it in on Sunday. So
They
yeah,
get
it
ready
wasn't
for
easy.
online college, huh? Because all my online college students, they just try to meet that Sunday deadline. Okay. So I'm wondering, by coming in now, they've had a whole summer. You have teachers that you have to pay. If they would, they have the technology. If they would take a more, like with us, we're live online every day with our school. And that
Our
helps.
girls' schools is live.
Okay.
My girls' schools, they had 3 options. You could do the live class, or you could do the pre-recorded classes, which I chose because of my work schedule, so that I would be able to fully support them. So, but they gave both options.
Okay,
And
good.
you live in Fort Worth?
I actually I live in Dallas, but the school is in Fort Worth and Grand Prairie. It's a charter school, so they have them throughout. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And now they're offering it through the whole state of Texas because it can be completely virtual.
Yeah. And you can look at that a lot of ways. I look at that as an empowering move. I look at that as an opportunity for those who want to homeschool,
Yes.
to really be able to make it happen, and to be creative, because with a pre-recorded class, y'all can break that thing up however y'all want to do it. Right? So that's good deal. Okay, feng shui.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I am from Fort Worth, Texas. I have 5 daughters, but I'll only be homeschooling my 10-year-old and my 5-year-old. And like the other ladies that's from Fort Worth, they pretty much said a lot as far as the school system. And before COVID, my heartstrings were being pulled because I really wanted to do this because I was a substitute in the public school system, and I got to see firsthand all the things that Baba is mentioning, how it's about money, how the children and behavior issues where teachers were more mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles than they were able to be teachers. I saw teachers that wasn't right and just was there merely for paychecks or burnt out, and the kids was not getting a quality education at all. And I just decided that I wanted to do what I need to do to provide better for my children.
I say. Applaud you for that, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm as Black Power as they come, right? But to me, the most revolutionary act one could do at this time is take the education of your child into your own hands and to remove them from the system. That while, yes, we need people on the inside to fight for change, absolutely. But we are under no obligation to lose generation after generation while we fight for change. Right? So we applaud you. I applaud each and every one of you. And it's an honor to be in this space with you right now. All right. So feng shui, one of the first things you got to do. Now we already talked about your power. We already talked, and cool, everybody's in Texas. So we have the power. This is a power group right here. All right. So now y'all can have your minds at ease as far as what they gonna do. Your mind should be at ease. Once you know your rights, you know your power. Now you got to unschool your mind. Okay. And what I mean by unschool your mind is one of the most common mistakes when homeschooling is that we try to mimic public school. That we want to mimic the schedule. We think that they have to be in school the same amount of time each day, and that school has to start at the time that school normally starts, and that sort of thing. Now, if that structure works best with your home schedule, fine. But if it doesn't, then guess what? You don't have to keep it that way. You can fit your baby's school hours around your hours. Okay, you could fit their school hours in a way that works best for the family. Nothing wrong with starting school in the afternoon. There's nothing wrong with having 3 days on, 2 days off. There's nothing wrong with Saturday school either, right? It's about what works best for you, and most importantly, what works best for your child. So unschool your mind. Another aspect of unschooling your mind is Don't just go by what they say, like the TEA standards say. You're behind. If you're in fourth grade, you need to be on this, on this, on this. Third grade, you need to be on this, on this, on this. Fifth grade, you need to be on this, on this, on this. Unschool your mind. We live in the state, Texas is ranked around 46th in education, okay? Those standards are not, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing impressive about the standards for education in the state of Texas, all right? So part of unschooling your mind is saying, you know what? I'm gonna tailor this curriculum to my baby's strengths. I'm going to have the freedom to do that. I'm not going to call my child behind. I'm not going to pressure my child. You need to be right here. You need to be right here. You need to be right here. Nah, When you're unschooling, you're saying, you know what? I'm tearing all these standards down, and now we're going to develop our own standards based on where we want to go as a family. You may come out and find that you've developed standards that are more stringent than what Texas is putting on your child. You may say, no, I'm going to ease back and I'm going to take a totally different approach towards how we measure success in our family. It's not just going to be 1, 2, 3s and ABCs. Let's put some critical thinking and some critical thinking goals inside of here. Let's talk more about our spirituality, our belief system as a family. Let's put that in our curriculum. Am I making sense, y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So unschool your mind and so take some of that, the goals are take that stress off of you where you're feeling like I have to mirror, I have to match the school, right? You don't have to match the school. Number one, how do you know how good the school is doing in the first place? Your baby might be doing good, but that might be 90% your child and 10% the school. Okay. And so unschool your mind, all right? Look at this as an opportunity. Look at it as a canvas that you can paint, you know, and not like some stringent laws that you have to move around and operate inside of. You want best for your child. You know you want your child to be challenged. You could do that just as effectively, if not more effectively, than the school system. All right. So unschool, take the structure of public school out of your mind. All right. Okay. Now, caution, familiarity is good. So you might say, well, my babies are used to this, they're used to that, so I want to carry that over. That makes perfect sense. All right. All right. Again, it's about what's best for your child. Any questions, comments, or concerns about this particular point? This particular tip, unschooling your mind.
Baba, is learning your child, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Is trying to learn your children, because I didn't know my children learning style. I didn't even know there was a thing such as learning the learning style in order to help them retain information better. Is that important in unschooling, or you just let them have fun?
Well, you know what? Unschooling allows you to, having this mindset prepares you to observe more objectively, right? And cause you're gonna have an observation period. You know, I always recommend you have a period where you just assessing, where you're giving work, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of see how they work. You know, give them stuff that they know how to do. I'm not trying to see if you know how to do that. I want to see how you do it. I want to see your handwriting. I want to see do you take your time or do you rush? I want to see, do you get boring on the reading part, or that's where your strength is, right? So there has to be an objective observing period. And the reason why I say unschool your mind is I don't want you looking at that observation saying, oh Lord, he behind. Ooh, this girl's stupid. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're missing out, you're going to be missing the strengths. You're going to be more worried about the results, the answers. And so what I advise parents to do when you start out homeschooling, that first 6 weeks, is more observation and assessment, right? But don't assess based solely on what the school system says is ahead or behind. You're assessing, how does my baby learn, right? So you're looking and you're saying, okay, you know, focus on that. He's not focused on that too good. What does keep his focus? How can we keep, okay, is he more of an active learner? So I need to find some stuff. I need to do math with manipulatives with him. He need to be moving blocks and stacking blocks and that sort of thing. Let me go to YouTube and find some activities that are more conducive to that. All right, maybe if we invest in a little whiteboard, I bet she'll like to go up there and do the problems on the board more than doing it on the paper. You see what I'm saying? Okay, he want to be on that computer. Let me find some apps. Let me find some online sites where he can work his math and do his reading, since you on there reading all day anyway. You know, it tripped me out, a child be on the computer all day, say, I hate reading. You can't even operate a computer without reading.
Right.
You know, so you don't hate reading. You hate reading that you deem is unnecessary. You hate, you know what I'm saying? But when you got to read where to go on Fortnite, they read 3 different languages. They read maps, they read symbols, and they read words effectively. Right? So it's about observing without that feeling, that pressure that, oh my God, if you don't know, if you're in the 9th grade and you don't know how to calculate slope on a graph, you're not going to make it in life. That is not true. Okay. I know some very successful people that still couldn't slope 2 points on a graph right now today. Okay. They couldn't even spell graph, but they got good jobs. All right.
I can spell it.
Good. You know what? Yeah, we know you can, Grandi. Thank you. We all know that you're a great speller. Okay. She never missed. Never. Her timing is impeccable. So definitely unschool your mind. All right. Any more concerns about this point? Did that help, Feng Shui?
It did. Thank you so much, Baba.
All right, good. All right, let's go here. All right, next, right after you unschool your mind, know your child, then build your lesson. Know your child and build your lesson. This is an opportunity for your child to get something that they did not get in school. They get a curriculum that's tailor-made for them. Tailor-made for them, right? And so to Feng Shui's point, getting to know your child, getting to know your child's learning style is the same as getting to know your child. Now, I don't mean to sound super symbolic or whatever, but think about this. As the mother, who was your child's first teacher?
Me.
So you the first one. You've been watching your baby learn longer than anybody. Sometimes what we do is, because the school is bringing a different jargon and they got plaques on the wall and they're talking all like this and they have these fancy terms. And, well, you know, we had to deduct that his learning style is more of a me, you, us type learning style. They get all into these different models, woo, right? But you've been knowing your baby don't pay attention, what your baby don't pay attention to and what they pay attention to. No one knows your child's learning style like you. Think about it. Think about when you taught them how to fold clothes. Think about who you got to tell to clean up over and over again and who does it without being asked, right? Those same attitudes and the same approach they have to home life, a lot of times is similar to their attitudes and approach at school. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. That's that same baby that you know. Don't nobody know that baby like you. Nobody. That's that same child, right? We just act surprised when the teachers say they wasn't paying attention. You done been acting shocked so long, you forgot you already knew that. Right? And so you know your child. Build your lesson around your child. Build your lesson around your child's interests. Why not? You know, a baby that wants to be a doctor should have something in their curriculum related to medicine, related to their goals, no matter the grade, right? If they want to be a pilot, then you need to infuse that in their curriculum. Let's see who are some Black pilots. Let's learn about how do you become a pilot? You know, how do you become? This is a great time to build a lesson around your child that where the primary focus is what your baby say they want to be when they grow up. So when they go back to school, if they go back to public school, they go back with a plan in mind. Like, no, I know I have 4 more years of high school and I have to take these classes. I know that when I graduate, I'm gonna have to go to a 4-year college and major in this and this. I'm already looking at this school. Now, when me and Mama and them was home, when I was homeschooling, we put my life plan together. So know your child and build your lesson around their interest. Interested in sports? Build lessons around sports. There's so much math involved in sports, right? So you can even Google that, you know what I'm saying? Sports related math, right? So you can build lessons around sports. You can learn factors with touchdowns. You get 7 points every touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Every touchdown, extra point, you get 7 points. You can start skip counting. You can skip count. Basketball is 2 points. Let's skip count. You know what I'm saying? So know your child, build your lesson around what you know. So you can observe. There are also, if you want to just say, okay, I just need to get a flat out math and reading level on them, right? Go to websites like ixl.com and set up an account. And I think even with the free version, you can do a diagnostic on your child. And they can sit there and they'll do a reading and math diagnostic to kind of give you what levels they on, and then they'll recommend to you what they need to be working on in those areas. That takes care of your required classes by the state right there. And then you can build your math and in English or math and reading curriculum just around the areas where they are challenged. And you won't be sitting there just teaching them stuff that they already know all the time, right? That makes sense. And then you don't need school every day all the time. When I say, okay, well, really to get you to that next level, you need to focus on this, 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 and this. We got 6 elements instead of 60. We're going to focus on this hard 6 right here for the next few months and get mastery right here and then move on, right? Because in school, they move them on when they're proficient, but they don't really teach mastery, which is another level altogether. All right. So know your child, build your lessons. Any questions about that?
It's me, Feng Shui again.
Yes, ma'am.
When you were saying know your child, and I know I can't, I know you have your consultation and I'm not asking you to get too deep into this, but what if you got that different kind of child that really doesn't show interest in anything? I know that may seem kind of odd, but I got one that she's just not interested, especially when it comes to learning.
Okay.
Like, how do you, I don't know what to do.
Okay. So what does she do?
To be honest, I'm gonna live in my truth for a second. It makes me feel shameful as a parent, but she loves TikTok, wrestling, and board games.
Okay, so TikTok, wrestling, and board games.
That's
Sounds
it.
like a 10-year-old.
Okay.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you very much.
So she's interested in those things.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, one of the things that I do is like for when I get students who are very computer involved, get app involved, right? I start build lessons around the history of TikTok. Who founded TikTok? Where does it come from? What type of technology is that? Right? And then you mentioned other things. You mentioned board games, right? You can
love board games.
Okay, you can incorporate board games into learning. Monopoly is a great tool to teach financial literacy with.
Yes.
Right? Monopoly is an excellent financial literacy curriculum.
Okay.
And you can even engage in it that way. Then you can even build math problems out of the Monopoly, right? Like what I'm saying with the unschooling your mind, right? You might just use that IXL website. Let's see where you at in math and reading. You know what I'm saying? And then, you got to play your parent card. I don't want to. Well, I ain't about want to. You want to eat? Right. So you have to play your parent card. And say, hey, we're gonna put in these quick 2 hours on IXL today because I want to get an assessment on you. Now, if you work slow, that's up to you. We're gonna be on IXL every day till I get a level on you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I need to get that level right there. But we're gonna be playing some Monopoly. We're gonna, we're gonna do the TikTok. How do you set up a TikTok account? You know what I'm saying? I want you to do a PowerPoint presentation on how to set up a TikTok account. Now we're going to do another presentation on what makes a good TikTok video. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you some TikTok vocabulary words. You see what I'm saying? So
I got you.
Yeah. So when we say know your child, build your lesson, tap into that creativity. Like I say, your child, you just described her to a T. right?
Right.
And so when you meet her halfway, when you meet her where she's interested, what's going to ultimately happen, especially if you're consistent, that means even when you don't feel got to do it, right? What's going to happen is she's going to eventually start revealing interest to you that you did not know she had. And sometimes children don't express what they're interested in because they don't get carried a confidence that they can actually be that. And so as a homeschooler, you know, and that's why this is so important, y'all. And that's why I say unschool your mind. Atmosphere is everything when you're teaching. I don't care if you're homeschooling or in a school, okay? And I know it's tough when it's your own, but I'll tell you, my own children weren't even my first students. I had to do somebody else's child before I could homeschool my child, okay? And sometimes when it's your child and you're like, oh my God, why you don't understand what 6 times 7 is? Right? And it's cool to be tough and it's cool to push, but you also want to make sure you balance it out. One method that I always recommend is building up complement capital. It's time to homeschool. Let's get up, young geniuses. Let's go in here. Come on. Let's wake up, princess. This is my star right here. Girl, you gonna make it. You gonna make it. You gonna make it. Come on. I know you got it. I know you got it. Damn, she getting up there. Woo, I don't understand why you don't know 6 times 7. But you built up your what? You built up your complement capital, right? So when you build up your complement capital, you create space to where you can kind of throw those constructive criticisms out there. You know what I'm saying? And also when you throw out that complement capital, you're convicting yourself. I done called her all this great stuff. I can't turn around and call her dumb now, can I? You see what I'm saying, Tiff? Because we have to balance ourselves out as parents, okay? And, you know, I'm sure no one on this call needs that type of balance. I did, okay? I needed strategies to balance myself out so I wouldn't be so heavy on mine, and then I won't get frustrated. I won't get to think, oh, Lord, this family is going to be back in the projects next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to not panic. know your child, then build your lesson. Does that make sense, y'all?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, let's keep moving. All right. The power of good documentation. Number 4, you know, document what you do. Document what you do. So, hey, you know, sometimes you're gonna have a good lesson come off top of your head. You're gonna be like, woo, that was cold. Write it down. Write down what you did, right? Lesson plan. Plan out what you want to do. When you unschool your mind, when you know your child and start building your lesson, now you understand you got your schedule, you know when you're going to teach, that sort of thing. Now, what are you going to teach? How are you going to do it, right? So you want to have a planning stage for your documentation. What am I going to do? Let me document my schedule. Let me go into my Google Docs, and you can give me digital documentation, whatever. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we doing math and reading and language arts. Tuesday and Thursday, you get to work on your projects. You get to do Duolingo.com. You get to go to some of your favorite learning websites. Tuesday and Thursday. Then Friday, we having a free day, right? So but document that. Put it in Google Docs, right? Also your lessons, man. When you get your resources, and I can help you guys. Just you get with me on finding great resources, curriculum, and that sort of thing, right? You know, document what you're gonna use when. Let's see, for August. September, week 1, we're going to be covering this, and this. Week 2, we're going to do this. Week 3 is going to be that. Don't worry about looking like a teacher's lesson plan. Take notes on how you understand the notes, because you the teacher. You ain't got to turn it into the principal. This is for who?
For me.
That's for you. Tiffany ain't got to format it. Don't be like me, okay? I'm It took me forever to do 7 slides. I'm indenting and where are my bullets and all that? No, whatever's effective for you, do it. But I'm going to tell you something. One thing that'll stress you out more than anything is having them come up with what you're going to teach every day. That's frustrating. When you wake up and you already don't feel like doing it, but not only you don't feel like doing it, you have no idea what y'all going to do, right? But if you put stuff in place, like this, some of the slick stuff I learned how to do. You put certain stuff in place. We do this every day, right? So let's say, all right, so y'all know first couple of hours is I excel, right? Okay, cool. Well, hey, you 10 now. You know how to log in. You see how I'm doing that? So boom, I can be in my bed on my phone like, okay, he logged in because you got the teacher account. So you can be, in the other room, okay, he's logged in, he's working, cool, and then get yourself right and come out there and interact when you your best self. Right. So putting some things in place, planning and putting some things on the schedule that's going to be routine, right? That gives you latitude to kind of get your attitude right before you have to encounter. You might need an extra cup of coffee that morning. You might need some extra prayer, some extra meditation, right? That's because atmosphere is important. Okay. And if it's an atmosphere of tension, of aggression, and that sort of thing, that's going to be hard for your child to really be able to focus and learn. Fear motivates only so much, but it breeds resentment in the long run.
Yes, it does.
Right. And so what we want to do is we want to keep the resentment on them. I don't mind if you resent having to do work, because once it becomes routine, you'll be okay. But you're going to have to get it done. And I'm going to make you do it with a smile. Right. Well, oh, okay. Well, hey, you don't want the Xbox this weekend. I thought you liked Xbox. Well, let me go ahead and get the Xbox. You wanted me to have this. It is what it is. And we're consistent, right? Or come in and say, you know what? I got you a game card. You did good this week. So here's some Robux. I got you some Robux. Go in there and do your thing, build a house or something. My babies love to run and show me the house they built. I'm like, ooh, I just want you to build a real one for Baba one day. I love my babies go to Robux. Your baby to Roblox and tell them, build us a house. What you want our house to look like, right? And then have a reverse conversation. Well, what kind of work you got to do to get a house like that? Right? You see how y'all follow me? So that's how you do that. Implementation when you document, again, when you actually give the lessons. Ain't nothing wrong with setting your camera, your phone up on a little tripod or something like that and recording while you teach. Just kind of try to forget that the phone is there and do your thing. And, if you end up having to shake somebody, just pause that part. Don't, you don't have to keep that part if you don't want to, but the key to it, is implement, because you might have to do this lesson again. You might have another child that you're homeschooling come behind that baby, and why reinvent the wheel? If you got some stuff that work, right? Also, implementation, documentation is good on the part of the child. That's why finding good curriculum, like online curriculum that records, like Google Classroom, you can record grades in Classroom, and Google Forms, you can create quizzes. You got like Kahoot, where you can create your own games and quizzes, but they also document everything. IXL.com documents everything all day everything that your child is doing inside of IXL in real time. So that documentation is powerful. Okay. And then assessments. You want to be able to assess, not in that same Eurocentric spirit of, if you don't know this, then you fail. No. Assessment just means I objectively want to know where you are. I want to know what your strengths are. I want to know what your challenges are. I want to know your personality type, and the type of career paths match that personality. Because the key is to find out where your baby is going to be in society, not if your baby is smart enough to take calculus. Okay, if they into calculus, they will. If they not, guess what? They won't. But what if your baby is smart enough to wire a whole building? Is that cool? What if your baby is smart enough to learn how to lay concrete, or smart enough to be an architect, or smart enough to weld? Anything wrong with that? So we have to assess in a way to where, we just want to see objectively where your child is. That makes sense? And you want to document it, okay? You want to keep good records. Okay, have your letter ready. You know, if you plan on sending yours back to public school, have your letter ready. You know, how you write that letter. I've just homeschooled my son, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, social security number, during that time, he has completed all requirements for 3rd grade. He is to be put into a 4th grade homeroom. Sign, boom, 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 boom. If you need any other records, let me know, right? Do a report card. Babies love getting report cards, right? It don't have to look like the school report card. It can look better. Yours can be bright with good colors on it, or images, a picture of your baby on there smiling or something, right? But go on your computer. You can download a couple of templates or whatever if you need be. But let's create a report card for your child, right? And guess what? You don't got to do a report card every 6 weeks. We've unschooled. You might want to do a report card every 3 months. You might do a report card every week. I don't know what you got time to do, right? But you can do it because it's you. You have the power, right? And then I also recommend institutionalize your homeschool. Treat your homeschool like a school. You know, you might even give it a name. It's a cool way to reinforce family pride, right? It's a real way, you know, if you're going to be a part of the Whitaker Institute, yeah, you go to the Whitaker Institute right now. This is the Whitaker Institute of Higher Learning. That's the name of your school. If anybody asks you where you go to school, don't say I homeschool. No, say I go to Whitaker. Because you're a Whitaker. You like that, Tiffany, don't you?
I do.
You know, so homeschooling is a great opportunity, really, y'all, to reinforce family values, to reinforce those things that you hope that they're going to repeat at school. But guess what? They're really not. They're not designed for that, right? So just framing your homeschool, naming it, you know, what a cool activity would be for y'all to come up with a family school shield together. What symbols do y'all want on our school shield? What's our school motto? And we're building family unity by institutionalizing the homeschool. So now they're learning something they could never get at school and something that's not being reinforced when they leave the house. Does that make sense? So come up with your school shield. Come up with your school motto. You may even want to have a mascot. We the Whitaker Nat Turners. We a bunch of Nat Turners up in here, you know. So have a school mascot. Partner with another parent that's homeschooling. Y'all go online and play Scribble.io against each other, whatever. But it's Whitaker against the Johnsons. You know what I'm saying? Whitaker Institute versus Johnson Institute in a Kahoot Black History contest. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what new type of family traditions could grow out of something like that. Cool. All right, let's keep moving. Any questions, comments, or concerns about the power of good documentation?
No, you did everything. Everything was good.
All right, good. All right, here we go. Number 5, last but not least, I want to remind everybody, culture to humans is like fish to water. Okay? Culture to humans is like fish to water. One of the main reasons that children are disengaged in public school is because they're not it's not reflective. What they're being taught is not reflective or complementary to their culture, to the culture they're being brought up in at home, good or bad, not just the ones that come from bad homes. Children that come from good homes too sometimes don't see the love or feel the love that you're giving them at home when they're at school and they shut down, right? Culture to humans is like fish to water. Finding effective African-centered curriculum is key while you got your Black baby at home. They're not learning their story at school. It's not built in. And when they do talk about Black history, they start our history in slavery. Okay? Study after study has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that not having yourself equitably represented in a curriculum, right, stifles the learning of a child. When you don't see yourself in the curriculum, your learning is stifled. When you do see yourself in the curriculum, your learning excels. Okay? And so culture to humans is like fish to water. It is important that you take this time out to teach your baby something about us that they're not going to learn in school. Empowering history too. And never, if you're going to teach a Black history course or anything, never start it with slavery. Another couple other points, because see, the goal in education is to uplift, right? We don't even refer to our ancestors who were in slavery as slaves. They were enslaved Africans. They came from Africa. Others came from the Western Hemisphere, had been here for thousands of years, right? But many came from Africa, right? And so we want to say the Africans, our African ancestors, right? And that's very important, because culture to humans is like fish to water. Well, what does Africa look like? You want to show images of African art. You want to show images of the pyramids and ancient African civilizations, kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? You want to show those images. Even if you don't know a lot of details yourself, show the images. And when they say, who is that? I don't know. Let's find out. Google this together. Right? There are books out there, Black History for Beginners, African History for Beginners, Lessons from History by Jawanza Kunjufu is another good book with activities in it. You know, I believe Molefe Asante has some Black history textbooks as well that you can order. And it's going to take an investment. And I want to encourage the investment on the African Center curriculum, because those who create this, they usually don't work for the system. They're usually creative homeschoolers like us that subsidize their income by empowering and providing products to other homeschoolers. Does that make sense? All right, and you get with me, I can definitely make some solid referrals and recommendations of some folks that really deserve your support, and not because they Black, but because they good. All right. And again, the power of your family history. So when we talk culture, remember, y'all Black, you African, your whole family history is Black history, right? And so I don't know all that much Black history. You know your family. You may know your family though. Let's do a family tree project. Let's invest in African ancestry or one of those DNA searching things. Let's learn how to search for your own lineage. What do you do? How do you do that research with birth certificates and death certificates and that sort of thing? Let's do a big family tree project. Let's, you know what I'm saying? And talk about our family history. Who were some of the famous people in your family, or incredible people that did incredible things? Your great uncle who had 300 acres after slavery and whoop-de-whoop, and even develop quizzes with Kahoot or whatever on your family history. You might do a call and response. Who's your granddaddy? Who's his daddy? Who was his daddy? Who's your grandmama? Who was her mama? Who was her mama? You know what I'm saying? So do not underestimate the power of your family. You may find some of those children who they ain't interested in nothing. They probably want to know more about themselves. And that's the one thing they ain't getting taught about.
Right.
Right? If Aunt Lula May met Uncle Charles in 1920 and they was married for 18 years and they split up, what year did they split up? How long were they married? That's a word problem. You know, I'm just saying, don't do word problems around the family mess. I'm just saying, you know, since everybody's talking about it, the power of your family history is important as well. And then again, it's another opportunity to reinforce your family values. They're getting the opportunity to be at home, to really understand. Some of our children forgot what we believe. Don't assume that your children know what you believe and what they should do. Okay? And so this is an opportunity to reinforce that. All right? And also remember, we always use the past to propel our children into the future. All right? So when teaching about our history, right, don't just teach them how much we suffered. Okay, slavery lasted. We've been in this ma'afa for 500 years. Black folk been on the planet for at least 3 million. So 500 years compared to 3 million is just a commercial break in our history. right? So when you teach about the past, cherry pick, all right? Cherry pick. You know, there's this YouTube channel called the History Home Team or Home Team History. And this brother just does great videos. Like it might be the most powerful, top 10 most powerful African empires of all time, top 10 most powerful African kings, top 10 most powerful African queens. You know what I'm saying? That time the Ashanti almost defeated the British, or you know what I'm saying? So a lot of positive things that happen in African history. You want our children to see our people being doctors. You want them to see them being kings, being queens, but also being builders, being family people, being spiritual, being beautiful. You want them to see all of that because you want to inspire ideas that they could take into the future with them. You know, our children in the summer school, they really got a kick out of looking at images of Queen Hatshepsut's mummy and other ancient African pictures and finding out, you know, seeing all their hairstyles 5,000 years ago. Like, yeah, they was rocking braids and twists 5,000 years ago. You didn't know you was dressing up like Queen Hatshepsut, did you? You had no idea you had the same hair as Queen T. No idea, right? Especially when they had a natural hairstyles and they thinking, you know, this is nappy or this is ugly. Now that's royal. Keep it up. Become the new storytellers. So use the past to propel our children into the future, to empower them, to encourage them, and to let them know that there's nothing that they can't do. Any questions about that?
Yes. Baba,
Yes.
I mean, what about us parents that's considering homeschooling whose background only have showed them the slaves? Like for my example, I mean, like for me, for example, I don't know the extent of Black kings and queens. Like sometimes I see like the term Hebrews, Moors. I know nothing about that. Of course, I could do the research on my own, but not even a but. Like I just, is there maybe some?
You can talk to me. Let's talk because there's a way to learn it good enough to teach it. And you'll be learning while teaching it simultaneously, right? And I have access to some materials and I can definitely guide you in the right direction on how to put some really cool Black history curriculum together without having to be a Black history expert yourself. Matter of fact, you'll be learning as they will be. So you guys will be walking on that journey together. And how cool is that?
I'm excited.
Right.
You know, how cool is that to say, okay, now for our social studies, we're going to learn our history together.
Right.
Right. So again, a part of that unschooling, don't feel like you have to know it in order for them to learn it.
Right.
Okay. You don't have to know it. There are others, plenty of resources out here that'll do the teaching. You do the facilitate on those things that you don't know, you facilitate. Okay. And so I can expose you to some great resources, some of which the Uhuru Academy offers in terms of getting some stuff together as far as African history, and some free stuff, a lot of free stuff out there that you can use, that you'll get excited about. And it'll kill that confusion. The path I send you on is not a path of this the truth, this ain't the truth. Nah, we go to path of historical evidence. We go to path of more of an objective scientific look at it, the African-centered perspective, that sort of thing, right? And so it's not about telling them what to be. It's saying that, yeah, we're all of that. That this whole human family tree comes from us, okay? Comes from our ancestors, you know? And so we're all of that. And so let me just give you a basic synopsis of where the root is, and then they'll learn the details along the way. You just want to be teaching in a way that's going to empower them, that's going to encourage them and remind them and let them know that you don't come from slaves. You're not inferior, and that you have a past that you will be proud of if you choose to learn it.
Right.
Okay. So just get with me feng shui and I can help you with resources.
Okay.
Okay. And so, because remember, this is paramount. Culture to humans is like fish to water. And with everything going on right now, today's racial atmosphere, you know, everybody's running to control the narrative. This is your opportunity to control the narrative at home and help your baby look at the world from a healthy perspective, not one based on fear, but one based on hope, one based on faith, one based on power, because they know that this too shall pass. Okay?
Okay.
All right, all right. So keep that attitude in mind as you walk on this journey. All right, I have used up my time. It is 7:03. I was supposed to be done at 7, but y'all don't know. 3 minutes over for me is a new record. Okay, so any questions, comments, or concerns?
Nope, you answered them all greatly.
Yeah, you kind of made me want to just go full homeschool. Full homeschool.
Oh,
for
did I
real.
do that?
Well, I really wanted to anyway, but just fear, my own fear. But oh my God, I feel like I could do so much more if I just had full control right now.
That is the truth.
Yeah, I
You
know
have
it
full
is.
control of anything, you can do more, you know.
Yeah,
And so yes, absolutely. And you in Texas.
I am.
You got nothing to look. You in Texas. You know, so you know, you can go for it. You can go for it. I went for it the first time I homeschooled. My son's in 3rd grade. I homeschooled in 3rd grade. I put him back in public school in the 4th grade. You know, because the way things was lining up. And I said, let me step back for a minute, you know, and then pull him back out again until we had a Hoorah Academy. So, you know, you in Texas, they got to take them back. You can pull them out and do a full homeschool experiment at your leisure. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they would be so much more advanced than they are now because they do learn different. They're creatives. They are complete creatives. They just do not do whatever. And one of them wants to be a scientist, but she has a creative mind.
I say, well, you need creativity. Scientists discover. You have to be creative. Scientists ask questions. They question the impossible. You want to encourage that. She needs, you know what I'm saying? Project-based learning at home. You can't beat it. You know, science project where they can use the phone to record themselves and do results and put a little presentation together. And y'all have a science fair at home. Invite Granny, invite Annie, Uncle, whoop-de-whoop, and come over and y'all feast and celebrate science. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Y'all, this is the freedom that our ancestors fought for. Okay? This is the freedom. This is voting right here. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? This is voting right here. This is active voting right here. So y'all have any other questions, comments, concerns for me? Matter of fact, we need to get y'all guys inbox me or chat me your email so I can send you and share this presentation with everybody. Okay? So make sure I get your email. You can even inbox me on Facebook. Make sure I get your email. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? All right. All right. Yeah. What'd you say, Feng Shui?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Yes,
Can I
Haley.
do a shout out?
Yes, you can do a shout out, Haley.
Alrighty, can I shout out Mama and Koyo for these edutaccessories? If you can't say
Yeah, she's rocking the edutaccessories. You know, that's what we call our earrings that we sell. Very fashionable earrings, but they all make a statement. And Mama and Koyo call them Mama and Koyo's edutaccessories.
Yes.
You know?
How can I get some edutaccessories?
You can inbox me and I can send her pics of the things I have.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll follow up with you on Facebook, Tiff.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll do it like that. All right, y'all. There's nothing else. Thank you for your time. Make sure I get your emails. And boom. And Haley, we need to do a quick evaluation that I want to send out to them too for this presentation.
I got you.
All right. All right, you guys. I want everybody to have a great and powerful evening. And Granny D, I will be getting my revenge. There will be a virtual online adult spelling bee. And yeah, matter of fact, maybe let's make that a Kwanzaa celebration.
Come at me, Blue.
Huh?
Come at me.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know because it's been 10 years. I'm winning. I got to get one. I got to get mine. Okay, so we talking about you can't enter this year, none of that kind of stuff. You're entering. Okay, I want. All right.
Hello.
All right, y'all. Hey, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right,
Bye bye.
Black power.
How you
Peace.
doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much